Hytale just launched, so I'm going to teach you how to set up a free Hytale server and play with your friends. By the end of this video, you'll have a basic working Hytale server that all of your friends can join. The Hytale server manual and any websites mentioned in the video will be linked in the description. To start, you'll need to install Java 25. Older versions of Java will not work properly, so if you skip this step, nothing else in the video will work. Hytale recommends using Adoptium to install the correct Java version, so just go to the page linked in the description and download the latest Windows version. Open the installer and follow the setup process until Java 25 is installed. To check that it is installed correctly, press the Windows key and the R key at the same time, type cmd and press enter. In the command prompt, type java -- version and confirm that version 25 appears in this output. Next up, you'll need to download the Hytale downloader. This will let you download the latest version of the server files whenever they are updated. Extract the file somewhere that you're going to remember, as anytime the game has an update, you're going to need to use this downloader. At this point, your folder should look something like this. Now we need to open a command terminal inside of this folder. The easiest way to do this is to click the address bar at the top and type cmd. Now we want to run the downloader by entering Hytale and pressing the tab key until you get to the exe file. The first time you run this, you have to authenticate the server with your Hytale account. For this, you just have to hold Control and click on the URL that has the code included inside of it, and it will take you to the website where you may have to log in, or in my case, I'm already logged in. Once you have been authenticated, it will start downloading the server files. Once the latest files have been downloaded, you should have a zip folder like this. Make sure to extract this, and now you'll have all of the server files that you're going to need. Open this folder and move the assets.zip file into the server folder. All we need to do now is start the server and authenticate it with your Hytale account. Instead of typing the server command manually every single time, we're going to create a batch file. This allows us to start the server just by double clicking a single file, and it also lets us control how much memory the server can use. Make sure you go to View, Show, and ensure that file name extensions is enabled. I'll include code for this script in the description for you to use. Just make sure you edit it to match the correct location of Java on your system. Save this file as start-server.bat, making sure that the file type is set to all files. If you have 16 GB of RAM, these memory values are safe. If you have less, you can lower them, and if you have more, then of course you can increase them. Now double click the batch file. The first time you run the server, it will take longer than you expect. This is normal. The server's unpacking the assets and generating files in the background. You'll see all these logs start to appear, your folders are going to populate, and as long as it's still doing something, don't close this window. If it looks frozen for a bit, that's normal too, just give it some time. Once it has finished loading, you're going to need to authenticate the server using the same method that we did the last time. Make sure that once you've authenticated, you run this command, auth persistent encrypted. This stops you from having to authenticate the server every single time you load it up. At this point, your server should be running locally, but if you want friends to join from outside your network, there are 2 extra steps that you're going to have to do. First, we're going to need to port forward the server. You're going to need to port forward UDP port 5520. Every router interface is different, so I'm not going to do the step-by-step process here, but the general idea is to forward external UDP port 5520 to the same port on the local IP address of the computer running the server. Next, we will need to allow the server through Windows Firewall. The easiest way to do this is with a single PowerShell command that Hytale has nicely provided us. Just click on the Start menu option, open Windows PowerShell, and make sure you do it as an administrator, and then run the following command. Once this is done, Windows will allow incoming connections to your server. Finally, to let your friends connect, you'll need your public IP address. Go to this website linked in the description and copy the IP address that's shown there. Both IP addresses here should work, but I just prefer to use the IPv4. This is the address that your friends will enter into Hytale to join the server. And finally, when you want to stop the server, just run the stop command, and it will finish all of the processes, and then you'll just need to close the window. If the server doesn't start at all, the most common issue is Java. Make sure that you're using Java 25, not an older version. And if Java isn't recognized when you try and run the batch file, then make sure you've got the correct location. If you get a permission error, try running the batch file as an administrator. If you found this video helpful, consider subscribing, as I'll be releasing a lot of Hytale and Minecraft content in the near future.